Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Jesse Showalter, and we are back for day 4, challenge 4. Let's go. Gonna be an exciting one. Got people jumping in the live chat already. Cornell is here, Minty is here, Marzea and Sam Peterson moderating the chat. Joe's in the house. Lots of people jumping in. Let me know where you're coming from, favorite emoji, and do you have plans for the weekend? I have weekend plans, and I'm very, very excited about it. The XD Daily Creative Challenge is an awesome way for you to build your skills of UI design, UX design, and Adobe XD in just 9 challenges. Hey, quick side note reminder that Monday, it's a holiday, so there'll be no challenge on Monday, but you can open up XD, have some fun, do your thing. All right, people are still jumping into the chat. If you're watching this on YouTube, jump over here on Behance and join us. Let me tell you how to do that and what the whole deal is about. Let's see. You can join us at behance.net/challenge/XD. Hit that big blue button to sign up for the challenge, and you'll get those 9 challenges each day. A new challenge will unlock down below. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of stuff about navigation aids. We're designing a web page that allows us to do quick and easy navigation using anchor links and maybe even a back to top button. That might be a thing. So you can get your starting file there and join the community chat, not just the live chat, but the Adobe XD Discord that has over 36,000 creatives inside of it. It's where you find friends. It's where you get feedback and critique on your work. And this is where you can also submit your work and get it featured on the live show. I'll be looking at some work today and reviewing it at the end of the show. And then also make sure you share your project on Behance by clicking the blue button up here. Create a project. Load up all of your challenges stuff in one project or spread them out over multiple projects, whatever floats your boat, but just put it on Behance and make sure you use the hashtag XDDailyChallenge so we can find it. It would be a lot of fun. With that being said, again, Sam Peterson moderating the chat. He's got great links there in the chat for you, helping us out. And Kevin Lee, oh, my spirit animal, Kevin Lee is watching from Los Angeles, and he's watching it during his afternoon walk. Come on now, make sure you're masked up and staying safe out there. Okay, let's jump over to XD and see what we got for the day. This is challenge 4, design that page, lots of resources, but I have been playing a new video game called Fall Guys. It's the new hotness. It's I don't know if you guys have played it, but it's like a 40-person battle royale game show where you're a little jelly bean character and you're running all sorts of fun little obstacle courses and trying to qualify and not fall off stuff. It is a hoot. And so I figured, why don't we create a little landing page for the Fall Guys video game? Because it's so colorful and cute and fun. Look at these cute little jelly bean characters. So your starting file should have some of these things, maybe not all of them. I've taken the liberty of already starting our landing page. So we can see we have a little top bar navigation thing, and we have a side navigation, and we have this big hero image. Our hero image, if you look deep into what it's made up of, is a path that kind of has this nice kind of natural organic shape to it. See the shape we're getting there? And then also it has an image that's masked inside of it. And I have a rectangle that's just giving me a little bit of gradient at the top so that our navigation can kind of break the plane, head into that image, and still be legible as white text. That's what we got. So Aaron Hunter says Fall Guys is so pretty. I know. And Howard says it's dangerously addictive. It is. And the music, yes, Carl, the music does slap in that game. There's something about it that makes you feel like you're 10 years old, but you're having tons of fun, and the game is not made for 10 years old because it's way too hard for a 10-year-old, I would think. I'm in my 30s, and it's hard for me. Okay, got some other resources, some images, and so what I'm thinking we're gonna do is let's start out with like some sort of nice big call to action. I have, as you can see, I have my layout that I'm kind of using, but more than anything, I'm using where is it? Aha, I'm just using my smart guides, okay? So I'm gonna be using my smart guides, and I have my side navigation pushed all the way out to the side. Let's go ahead and grab some text, and why don't we just grab this pink text for our buy button and just bring it down here and make it nice and big. We want a nice, fun headline, maybe not that big, not that fun. Let's drop it down a little bit. A crazy 40-person winner take all game show. I don't know, something like that. And let's change it to area text so we can kind of control instead of point text. Put it like that. Let's left align this and let's change this line height. It is insane. So again, maybe still a little bit too big, something like that maybe. And if I double click the little bottom centered little ellipse here, it's going to go ahead and refix the size for me of my text so that it fits the actual box. Basically the difference between area text and point text is area text is giving prominence, or excuse me, giving priority to the box that you've created, the container of which the text should be in, whereas point text is giving priority to the size of the text. It's just expanding no matter what. All right, so okay, maybe something like that. And then why don't we actually do this in a normal black kind of color? We want like a nice big chunky fun cartoony button underneath. So let's do a rectangle here, something like that. And let's choose, we need that pink color is what we need. So take the border off of it, use our little dropper picker color thing. And I'm going to just do some rounded colors, kind of looking like a jelly bean. Now, the next thing I'm gonna do, so I'm going to drag another one of these guys down and put it behind in my layer stack. And I'm just going to get a little bit of that darker pink color. That way we get that big, fun, cute kind of cartoony button. I think it's fun to play with different styles. This is the reason I picked Fall Guys, because rarely do I create designs that are so cartoony, so childlike, so silly and fun. And everybody should try it every once in a while because it kind of pushes your limits. Maybe if you're used to doing nothing but like super modern stuff, try making a Fall Guys website. It'll just blow your mind how different and crazy it is. By the game, let's do something like that. And let's turn this into white text. So we're just trucking along. Let's go back to point text and let's put that right in the middle. Okay, so far so good. We're just going to give ourselves a little bit more space and use our alignment tools. Everything's working there. Let's go ahead and just call that our button. And heck, why don't we make a component out of it? You know why? Because components are legitimate. Okay, so the top could be something as simple as that, but what we really want to do is we want to have some other sections down below, and we want to be able to fast scroll navigate to them using a fixed navigation on the side. So let's take our artboard, let's zoom way out, and let's just drag this thing down, okay? At the very bottom, I'm thinking we should have a section that would allow us to buy the game, okay? So let's do something really simple down here, really big image, and the button right next to it. That's all it needs to be, right? We'll call this buy, okay? And let's get really, really organized here. We'll call this section : buy, okay? So that looks pretty good. I know you're like, that's not very impressive, but let's do some other fun stuff here. Let's take this hero shape, let's drag it down. Let's reverse it. Let's bring it over to the side and let's hit our path here and just edit our path a little bit. I double clicked on the node and that allowed me to get handles and kind of just re-edit that. I think I can get rid of the rectangle that's inside of it, but let's replace it with one of these other fun photos. So I'm going to come into my masked kind of grouping there. I'm going to paste the new shape or the new image inside of it and just expand it and put a really fun little shot inside of it like that. Okay, could be something like that. And we could play with what we want to be kind of featured there, something like that. And let's make it a little bit smaller. It doesn't need to be so big. And why don't we bring one of these fun little guys down here as well? Here's our little pirate, and let's pop him out like that. We have a little navigation at the top, so it could be like buy, how to play, reviews. So we just want to do a few sections with buy being at the very bottom. And then the other one could be like how to play. So why don't we grab this? Boom, 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 boom. I really, really like the style that we're doing so far. What is everyone else thinking about the style? Let me know. Should I, let's see, Joe says, oh, I missed the chat of Joe's comment. Jesse, kids of nowadays are super locked in. My nephew is particularly hacking mobile phones. At 3 years old, hacking the mobile phones. That kid's gonna crush it when he gets older. Have that kid start programming some serious stuff and he will just kill life. He will just rock it Rock people's socks off. Okay, so let's do something like this. It's so simple. Okay, the game actually is so simple. So that's not just me pandering. Let's take our button. Ooh, I have an idea. This could be fun. It is a really, really simple game. So let's do it like this. I think I had an arrow up here. Why don't we steal this icon and actually just get inside and grab this actual arrow. That's all we want is the arrow. Okay. There's literally like 3 controls in the game, which is so good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ungroup the component. Whoa, and I am going to delete the text. I'm going to put our little arrow here. There's literally jump and move. Like that's like all there is to this game. So let's make this fun little, almost like control button here. And we'll just make sure everything's lined up, except we need that little padding to make it look like a little cute little chunky button. Okay, group that together. It's so simple. Okay, I'm gonna put that right there as our jump. And then why don't we re-edit this just a little bit smaller on the arrow. And then I'm gonna bring another one of these down. I'm gonna flip it using my little flip kind of like control. And then I'm just gonna rotate another one, something like that. It's so simple. And then right next to it, we'll put jump. Let's just calm this down like so. And this one will say move. That's it. Learn how to play. You did it. Let's grab all of that and call it section learn, shall we? Okay, pretty good. So far, so good. Let's stretch our canvas or our artboard out a little bit more. And let's take that section, just bring it down. We want to have one more section. So why don't we just duplicate this section, shall we? And we'll take our shape. Let's flip it again, move things over, and we'll just kind of reverse a few things. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of Mr. Pirate there. I'm going to grab one more of our images. I'm going to pop it in here. I'm working fast so that I just kind of stay on time. Cute little character. Look at that little jelly bean guy. He's so cute. Okay. So I don't think we'll need that last one. This one will be the reviews section. Oh, you know what? Let's bring this cute little thing down here. That's fun. Something like that. And let's just make sure that it is behind the button. That's cute. That kind of fills out that little hero section, I feel like, doesn't it? That's nice. Okay. Let's bring... What do we got here? Oh, you know what? I think we need the blue guy in here. So let's X that out. Put the blue guy in. Whoop. So it's the first one on our navigation. And then the second one on our navigation is our little pink dude. Okay, so let's put him right in there so he overhangs. This is reviews. Okay, let's just reuse some styles, because what we want to do is hurry up and get to the prototyping, because that's what really matters here today is the prototyping. So let's grab a little bit of text and let's just do a really quick and fast review like this. Boom, boom. And area text. Let's fill our area up. Something like that. And make sure it's centered. And again, fill our text in white. And let's just bring down the size of this. Okay, the funnest game I've ever played. I can't spell in my entire life. That's like a fantastic glowing review. I wouldn't say it's the funnest game I've ever played in my life, but it certainly is fun. It certainly is a hoot. Okay, so I'm going to put something like that there. And then really quickly while we're here, why don't we grab a triangle? Did you guys know that this is not actually the triangle tool? It's actually the polygon tool. So let's just do that. We can just choose how many sides. And then let's change the structure of it and turn it into a star. A little polygon. Look at that. Let's give it a fun little color. Something a little bit brighter like that. Okay. Ooh, grab our star. Let's repeat grid and just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just 5-star reviews for this game. Booyah. Something like that. Okay. So now let's just take our stars, stretch it out, make sure we can see everything. And that is a review. Okay, so boom, we have a review right there. Let's just get that out of there. And we have this new section that is our section, not learn, section reviews. We are almost done, and then we're going to get to the funner stuff. Here we go. So let's just put a couple of reviews in there like that. Let's say that's it, okay? So we have section reviews, and that's just filler content for now. Okay, now, with that being said, oh, you know what we should do? Just really quickly. We have this cute little dinosaur Yoshi looking guy. We should probably put him in here just so he kind of, it matches the navigation. Okay, so we want to do a little prototyping because it's great that we have this awesome site, but when we press play preview of our project, we have to scroll all the way down to see these sections. It's a lot of work, right? So we want to use some anchor links, but first what we have to do is we want this to be our navigation. Let's go ahead and just hit right over here in our right hand panel, fixed position when scrolling. It's going to do exactly what you think it's going to do. It's going to make that section stick to the right, which is pretty cool. Now you saw the problem was it kind of tucked itself under. So we want to make sure that our side nav is on the very top. That way it doesn't go underneath anything. That's step number one. Step number two is to go up to prototype. Okay. And we're going to click on an individual area. And we're just, instead of dragging it to a new artboard or tapping it and kind of creating some sort of state-based animation or prototype, we can just drag it down to another section, for instance, right here, and that will anchor it to that section. So let's do this with our other ones as well. I'll drag this one down to section number 2. And if I can grab it from here, drag this down to section number 3. Now we're going to play with a couple of details or some options here, but check this out. Now that we have our thing all wired up, I should be able to click right here on blue and have it zoop, take us right down to blue, take us right down to the second section, and take us right down to the third section. Now, we notice some funky things, right? Like for instance, funky thing number 1, when I click on blue, I really want this text to be the thing that's in the middle. So there's probably a few things I could do there. Number 1, I could just, let's say I want to group these things together really quick. I could move this up. That's a thing I could do. Because I do think it's a little high up, and I think this is a little high down, so let's move that down. But that's actually not the problem, right? The bigger problem is that I need control over where this ends up. So let's view it again. Let's see what we get. Blue, that looks a little bit better, but maybe I want it like a little bit more like that. Well, what can I do? Very, very easy. I'm gonna grab my prototype, and do we see this little lightning bolt right here? That's where the prototype is going to stop. That's the top of my window. So I want to give it a little bit of negative or positive padding. So let's say, and you can see over here as I do this, my Y offset is set at a negative 120. Now when I do it, it's going to go down not quite as far, or if I set it down this way, right, to positive 132, it's going to go down much further. So we can figure out what's the right look for us. I think about 100, a solid 100, where the window's actually going to come down and stop right there. That looks good for me. So let's go to our next spot. And this one, when we went to our pink spot, like we want it again to come down a little bit further. So with that selected, let's make the top something more like that. And let's press play. Check it out. That's much better. And down to our green one, that one's a little high. So let's grab our final prototype and let's give it a little bit more space this way, shall we? Now the green should line up a little bit better in the middle of the screen. Whoop, whoop, just like that. Okay. Now, last thing we could do if you wanted to, and there's some snazzy ways you can kind of go about this, but let's do like a really, really simple one. Let's just bring in a back to top link at the very bottom of the page. So I'm going to bring, whoa, watch out now. Let's grab and copy one of our little chiclet kind of mini buttons. I like those a lot. Let's go down here to the very bottom. Let's paste one of those things in here and let's get this new arrow in there instead. All right, so let's just pop this in. Let's turn it to white and let's just make sure we move it up into place. This will be our back to top button. Just like that. And you know what? I think it's always good with a back to top button to actually just put some text in there that says back to top, because otherwise people get confused. Back to top. Let's do that. Okay. Let's make it not white. It's being hidden right now. Let's make it really clear. Nice pink text. The whole thing is together. We'll call this back to top, B2T. Put it at the very bottom. And let's wire that one up. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab the prototype and just lead it all the way up here to the top bar. Okay, so let's try that out. We should be able to say blue, pink, green. Scroll down a little bit further. Back to top, no problem. Now we can do the same thing if we had a little bit more time. We have like enough time to probably do this one, where we could just come and grab the individual nav elements as well, and we can do the exact same thing. Sometimes it'd be a little tough if your page is real long, but I think for the most part, it's not too bad. How to play and reviews. Bingo, everything's wired up. Now we should be able to hit buy. We could hit back to top, how to play, and we can hit all these little sections over here as well. Super nice, super simple. I love it. I dig it. All right, so that is pretty much the project. That's what you're tasked with doing. Let's say, let's answer a couple questions. Cornell asks, is this game for mobile? Nope, it's not for mobile. It's a platform game. Let's see. Aaron Hunter says, didn't know you could control exactly where it scrolls to. Nice, I know. Pretty good stuff. All right. Any other questions? What size did I make my XD artboards? Mario Bros asked. That is the perfect screen name actually for this stream because video game related. Mario Bros. I just did a 1920 by 1080, a nice widescreen desktop view. But if you wanted to, you could do a mobile view of this. You could do whatever you want. This is actually really great for mobile views because it facilitates long scrolling on your device. That could work as well. Any other questions that I missed? I don't think so. So I'm going to jump over and we're going to do a few portfolio piece reviews, a couple of reviews of the work. This one was submitted inside the Discord by Meret, and this was that was yesterday's sofa one. Let's look at it really quickly. What do we got? Nice scrolling happening here. Good. Gonna hopefully click on one of these elements. Boom, right here on the leather sofa. Sweet, nice transition over to the sofa. Can we change colors? Oh my goodness, yes we can. It's so smooth. You could present this to a stakeholder or a client and they'd be like, that is my site. That's amazing. This one is by Shubham Ranjan, and this is from yesterday's vertical horizontal scroll groups. Let's see how this one turned out. Let's just pump this up full screen. Okay, like the cross hatching pattern down there. Nice scrolls. The only thing I might say, oh, it switches in and out. You get out of town. Woo, that was nice. That was smooth. The only thing, if I was going to be really nitpicky, I would say, careful, we're going to replay it, but you can see how your scroll group cuts off here. It could look better if it just scrolled all the way off the screen. Use the full width of the canvas. I would say that looks a little bit more fluid, a little bit more natural. I like that swap in and out thing that was happening there. This was yesterday's day 3 challenge by Jega Jr. Let's check this one out. Go full screen. Got a little coffee picker. Oh, nice. Swapping in and out. Simple fades. Could be really nice. Hot or cold. I like it. Back and forth. Yes. I like that a lot. Oh, we can change quantities. There. Did everybody see it? Oh, right there. These are these great little controls that just had a little bit of masking, some fading going on there, and that's a little component that can just switch up and down and just move that number up and down. So smooth. So smooth. I loved it. Okay, we got any more? That was a great one by Jega Jr. Thank you so much for the submission. Let's see if we can get this one to load up with my internet right now. And while we're doing that, we can answer some more questions. Okay. Yep. Oh, yeah. Sam Peterson is pointing out if you're new, you can register for the challenge. Just follow that link. This is exactly what I'm talking about here. Is this type of great control. That's a great thing to do. Auto animate some component states, and you just dictate which state you want it to be on, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just see that thing animate. But there's going to be some really clever masking and maybe some gradients like this. Imagine my face is the number, and the gradients are kind of like just gradiating the number out. That was a really weird thing to do on the stream, but you know what I mean. You get what I mean. All right. Those are looking pretty good. Did we get this one to load up? All right. About the challenge. Okay, this is a submission from Shubham Ranjan again, bringing all their stuff together. Really, I love this background pattern. It just brings makes things pop out a little bit, gives it a little bit of texture. That's nice. I think we looked at that one yesterday. And this is, oh, this was your trendy shirt swapper kind of thing. Let's look at this one too. I'm watching. We're gonna click the different images. Look at that, boom, 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 super nice. And then we have the little Photoshop work. He changed the colors on them, beautiful. You see, you can really see the component state working in there. If I was going to be really nitpicky about the design and about the animation, I would say careful of the drop shadows on this design. Just visually, maybe they may not be as appealing. You can see the drop shadows here. It doesn't come off as drop shadows as much as it does maybe a little bit dirty, so it's hard to tell. So be intentional with your drop shadows, a little bit lighter. I always like to keep them under 10% and be very selective on how I use them. Also, you got to be careful about how you put transparent things. I'd like to see these probably boxed out so I can't see through them. That way I can see exactly what it is I'm about to click on. But again, that's just me being a little bit nitpicky and trying to give you some really good constructive criticism and feedback. All right, it's looking pretty good. All right. Let me see. Do we have any other submissions from this challenge? Ooh, this looks like maybe our challenge. That is our challenge. Scrolling down, got some horizontal. Again, make sure you bring the scroll group all the way out to the edge. I love that. Can we go back and just see that transition? That one was smooth. Let's play it right from there. Click on the chair. It just faded and the whole thing kind of slid in. That's smooth. Not everything has to auto animate always. Sometimes you could do it as simple as that. Hey, great work. That was a submission by NEN. And let's look at the schedule before we go. Coming up right after me is Draw Along with Kyle T. Webster, and stay tuned because there's going to be a design off with Voodoo Val and CL Bo. And right before me was Branding with Molly Russell, hosted by Julia Masalska, one of my favorite live streamers here on Adobe. Stick around. We got lots of great stuff. Hope you guys are having a fantastic week. Get ready for the weekend and get ready for some more great challenges. We'll see you next time.